The American Testament is about the weeks leading up to the start of a second American Civil War. While technically a futuristic fiction novel, the soul of the book is to examine how our current problems and scorched earth politics evolve into a culture scarred by a bankrupt government, a primarily machine-based workforce, and advanced artificial intelligence controlling everyday life. The story is set in 2084 and follows characters on both sides, with many of the same issues we struggle with today extrapolated into the future. The American Testament is about where I fear the country is headed. A boiling point is coming. If you assume the worst of someone's intentions, you will never be disappointed. The American Testament paints a clear picture of the horror that can be realized if good people choose hate over love, rage over compassion, and sin over virtues. Sometimes it takes an act of irreverence to reach nirvana. If America becomes a totalitarian state tomorrow, it will be a testament of Americans choosing to do nothing today. The American Testament contrasts arguments from progressives and socialists with constitutional conservative concepts and recycles haunting characters and lessons from the Bible, the First Civil War, and recent events. Similar to the decades leading up to the First Civil War, our politicians and the media promote and benefit from division and conflict. There are far too many people getting all their information from biased views. Even good people with bad information will make terrible decisions. In the American Testament, the country is fractured into 3 districts as part of the fallout of the federal government going bankrupt. The socialists in the West and the progressives in the Northeast over the decades team up to keep down the conservatives in the South. Much of the rage in today's politics is because few understand what inspires those with whom they disagree. The American Testament is designed to help people today better understand the other side before they may take up arms against their fellow citizens. Words will eventually turn into actions. You are what you tweet. The American Testament includes politicians with such vicious political tactics that violence ends up igniting in the streets. Current examples of Minneapolis and Portland violence are right in line. Because those who hope to gain from the anarchy see it working, it will get worse. Openness has transformed into celebrating bad behavior. Eventually, people on the right will hit back. We have not yet seen the full evolution of mob warfare. It will define modern politics for years. How we each react to it will define who wins the 2020 election, and if seen as successful to win elections, then the mob will strengthen. Should those who are leading and funding the mobs gain power, then they will control the federal military, and another stone will have been laid on the path to civil war. The American Testament includes examples from the Bible and the First Civil War, transferred into a high-tech reality. These examples highlight the natural evolution of internal conflicts when the fire continues to burn. The storyline and conflicts are raw and merciless, with the feasibility coming from being anchored by history. The American Testament laces many instances of American first principles in the defense of conservatism. There are characters that make a defense of faith in a land of sin and conflict. Other characters argue the chief complaints by progressives and socialists we hear today against American originalist tenets. Under the mask of future characters, the book explains what actually drives the right, why people will vote again for Trump, what conservatives fear will happen if the hard left goes unchecked, and that constitutional conservatism was born out of the failures of totalitarianism. Nearly half of Americans have never heard these arguments before. The American Testament has shades of 1984, Fahrenheit 451, and other dystopian political novels, with an emphasis on credible outcomes for the future, both in terms of politics and technology. The American Testament has teeth. The novel has the architecture of the great Civil War novel, The Killer Angels, which was one of the first great American historical novels to explain the motivations and fears of characters on both sides of the conflict. The American Testament has a plot as raw and emotional as a Game of Thrones, with tender moments, yet no character is safe. A civil war will not be kind. The novel also has language as soul-jarring as Fight Club. We are not beautiful or unique snowflakes. We can experience the same crushing, self-inflicted suffering as countless nations before us if we squander what previous generations worked so hard to create. One cannot predict what one will catch when casting the net of war.